Let's talk about the two teams which find themselves on the brink of elimination. We have Hypnos going up against Supershy. A lot to be said about both of those rosters, but let's start with Hypnos. They've really impressed during the group stages. A lot of that was on the back of Skytor, who played a phenomenal main tank, but a lot of that had to do with MCD, and he has to be the star player.
We gotta talk about MCD. You know, veteran of the sport.
Yep.
He's like 23 years old or something. No, I'm just making that up. I have no idea. But probably.
He's
probably.
Older, right?
Probably. I mean, my guess is 26.
Yeah, I think that's
It's still esports, so MCD can't be that old.
Be careful,
My point is,
careful what you
MCD
say.
has been around, so I'm looking forward to it. Of course, beat Vendetta in a 3-2 matchup to qualify in the elimination match, so you know, this must be a great moment for them too, but they're facing stiff competition here.
They do indeed. Supershy. They've looked phenomenal on their dive. Hitori, she really impressed, not just on her Winston, but also on her Maga, which kind of was talk of town during the group stage at least.
Yeah, Maga, Ramatra, I mean, Hitori, she brings the flexibility to play a lot of different styles, and I think that's just a key element in this meta where there's a lot of flexibility, and the more teams, you know, have a deeper strat book, the more comps they can pull out, the more threatening and difficult they are to play against, the harder it is to pick maps against them if you do drop a map. I think Zora and Pac also impressed me, looking strong on the DPS lineup. I think this is going to be maybe our closest match of the day with two teams that are both relatively standard, at least compared to and but both actually, you know, having some impressive players. I went with Supershy on this one, but I just think it's so competitive.
I went with Supershy too. I can't quite remember the score. Oh, wow, okay, I was, okay. We're aligned.
You guys copied my homework.
Aligned. We may have just copied each other's homework. I mean, honestly though, if someone would have voted for Hypnos here, that's not a mad prediction to make though. I don't think. That's not
this is
so
about a coin flip. Maybe I lean Supershy, so I pred them, but I think this is kind of who shows up any given day type of a match for teams that both want to advance further in the bracket.
How much will the map play into this one?
I mean, I don't think it's going to play into it too much. I think both teams would prefer to play dive. So, you know, we'll see how the matchup goes. But if we end up just seeing like Winston, Brig, Ana mirrors, like I wouldn't, you know. That being said, though, Supershy like to change things up if it doesn't go their way. So Hitori might just throw out the Mauga if she wants to.
I think Mauga can be good. I think there are maps where that flexibility, the Mauga, the Ram, is actually going to pay dividends for them as well.
I mean, her Mauga was scary, and like the opposition clearly struggled to deal with it. Let's see if she has to bust it out or not. We'll find out in this elimination match, the last match from our EMEA region today. That will once more be covered by Necro and Joss. Are you guys excited for this one?
I'm pumped. Although I want to see more Top Dragon, to be honest with you. I'm turning into a simp, but I think that's fine. We're chilling.
Top Dragon simp number one over here.
Yeah, Supershy versus Hypnos Rose. Yeah, elimination match. At some point, you're gonna have to face one-man army. Of course, we'll get their next opponents, obviously, in the next couple of days. The top of the bracket looks so stacked right now. So any kind of team that's rolling down to lowers is going to be a rather tough opponent. But getting through this one might be a little bit close. Like the desk was saying, all of them voting a 3-1. The audience seemed to be a little bit more on Supershy's side of things, but we'll see if Hypnos can kind of bounce back from the viewer predictions, prove them wrong as we jump onto Lijiang Tower first.
Some teams thrive under the lack of expectations. Maybe just knowing that they have a bit more to prove, or they can play it a little bit more cool, calm, and casual when it comes down to like, yeah, you know, people don't expect us to win, so like, let's go have fun and enjoy ourselves. But there's still a lot on the line for these teams. You're still trying to grab those circuit points so you can actually qualify to the DreamHack Stockholm LAN, and so that'll be really fun. But I love what the desk was bringing up is that we will probably see Hypnos opt into this Winston on a Brig that we've seen. Keo usually playing the Ashe, and SXJ opting a lot of the times for like an Echo in some of these cases, or even a Tracer. But for Supershy, this is an opportunity to show their flexibility. Maybe why a lot of people have them predicted to actually win this matchup is because you've got Hitori on this Mauga. Just run it down mid, honestly.
Yeah, pretty decent on this map as well. You can play around this large column. Mauga normally suffers in the anything that kind of poke the Mauga down, not too much armor on him. Pac taking a lot of damage initially though, but there is the push. Keo with some nice shots onto Pac. Pac's Genji, not sure how I feel about that from Supershy. This is going to be tough against the Winston. I'm curious if Pack is just going to insta-switch here or just keep on the pick. Looks like they want to go for this more brawly stuff. But Supershy in an odd spot. Hypnos kind of shooting them from 6 different angles at once right now.
I feel like when we've seen the Mauga, sometimes we do see this all-in style that includes the Genji, but it usually includes the Venture as a double.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, don't worry. He always wins that. No worry, he's gonna get the health back. Sobek does not, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sobek dead. Captain Prash ends up picking up that kill. Yeah, I mean, against the Genji, 50% towards that blade right now. The Hypnos do end up continuing their control. Nano boost for MCD. This fight's going to be rather tough. Even with this rush, could be an easy disengage, re-engage angle. Or if they,
Kitsune rush, though. Just go in.
Yep. Skytor taking infinite damage from the Mauga's crits. There we go. Nice lead on Hattori. She ends up taking that for a brief moment, but the dynamite damage plus the primal rage instantly killing Sobek on the Lucio. Hypnos is still... There's still a tank down here, and Skytor will only be back in a couple of seconds, but they have got the rally if they want to extend this fight some more. Zoro taking too much damage to hold into that high noon for much longer as the Bob comes out. Not in just a moment, though, as Hattori ends up dashing to the backline again. Bob used to separate Supershy. It's been rough, and Kia, honestly, Rose, this whole time has been unaffected by Supershy's comp. Just free like a bird.
I don't know if Kyo's ever died, actually. Has Kyo died at all this map? I feel like Kyo's not. So absolutely thriving under these conditions, despite the fact that that might be one of the first targets that Supershy's composition would look at. Here's the sound barrier, though. This has
aggressive
to be
beat with the blade. Now you have to carve through this armor and this overhealth. Pretty easy when you get a couple of slashes. I'm surprised Pack lasted it that long, but still, Hypnos coming up with the kills that are required. Sobek's there. Sure, there's a cage. I mean, the entire team can jump on in it. Not quite quick enough, though, as Hattori ends up taking down Skytor and in fact finds 2. Hattori with a clutch double kill. I'm surprised Hattori didn't immediately die, as Hypnos could have all bundled on top of her, but a good pulse bomb from SXJ will just continue this point for Hypnos, and eventually Supershy come up with the cap, but it was a struggle.
That was such a struggle, and they needed so many ultimates there, like Cage, you threw out the blade, the sound barrier even, because you had to engage with that ultimate. So you only have the rush left, and Supershy have their work cut out for them. They need to go from 0 to 100 if they want any hopes of being able to actually win out this round. And you've got Hypnos coming in here with a nano from MCD. You know MCD is going to be able to pick a nice, valuable target for that. The Winston makes a good choice for that.
Well, there's the engage.
Oh, or the Brig.
Yeah, Brig instantly down. Oh my word. Hattori is firing like, what, 1,000 bullets a second there on the rush. Fortunately, Skytor still putting in a large amount of work. Same with SXJ. Their dives have been immaculate. Even with the primal rage, no chance of pulling over to escape. Swift step to Hattori, but even she's under too much duress. As Hypnos are going to be able to find this flip. As soon as they kill Pack, he's not going to be able to extend this for not a second longer. And there it is. Here comes the delayed push from Supershy, but with the Bob on the points. It's looking like an inevitable round victory for Hypnos, and there it is. Hattori didn't even get back on the Doomfist.
Doomfist, though, a pocket pick of hers, and maybe we get a chance to see a bit more in the series. I think if we do see a variation in the take, this is where Hattori can really shine. Has brought out the Doomfist in a couple of matches. Even if this was more of a, like, let's get back to the point really fast, but can play the Ramatra. We've seen the Diva. We've seen the Orisa. We've seen basically every hero in that tank role outside of something like the Wrecking Ball, which feels like does require a bit of a specialist. But as we head over to Control Center, we are going to see the instant hover for both Skytor and Hattori of the Ramatra as we look at a rush.
Little rush mirror. Yeah, with the maze.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind that. Yeah, complete mirror for both sides. It's kind of crazy thinking about how the meta has evolved over the last couple of stages. Going from a couple of like actual hard metas where you couldn't play anything else to a lot of variance nowadays, and it's a bit more of a rarity.
I love this.
To see a complete mirror.
It feels healthy.
Yeah, it's literally, yeah, the sign of a healthy game is in pro play seeing non-mirror comps. So, yeah, a little bit of rarity. I don't mind a little bit of a mirror, bit of a skill matchup. Speaking of skill matchup, SXJ taking out Pack. And I found that hammer.
No, this is just go.
Just gotta fan those hammers. Nah, Kyo not going for it. I respect it. Just going for the single shots, but that close, you might as well fan the hammer against the Ren. Hypnos in a good spot. Good stagger, podding over too, although killing MCD, not exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, take one down with you, I suppose. But you're Baptiste, like you work best from at range with your team, so it's not like MCD's going to be out of the fight or you're not going to feel that lack of presence for very long. Ready with the amplification matrix too. Maybe you wish you would have the ability to set that up a little bit faster, but you are back, and so here's the window into the May wall.
Oh, window 2 for Zoro, or just slowly like peek in that corner with a flick shot on to Kyo. 35% in building sides on his health. Oh, the beat on top of the wall, just fractions of a second too late from Captain Brash. Should be a pretty easy steamroll here. Supershy don't want to use ultimates. Hypnos want to try and force as many as possible. MCD might take down Zori. He does, actually. Little peek around the corner with that lamp. But yeah, no ultimates required, and there it is. Okay, Supershy will find the flip.
The stall was great, though. That's over 50% for Hypnos for the second point. And with the Annihilation, the Blizzard, the High Noon that they get to come back in with, the biggest difference, though, is that Sobek is going to have the barrier advantage for Supershy with all of those other ultimates matched in the same bank.
Good disengage.
Oh, early Blizzard, though, from Pack.
Really nice disengage. Heads up there from Cat and Prash, just making sure they save the amp speed. They go for a different rotation through server.
The Annihilation setup here from Skytor.
Blizzard's available too. A lot of AoE. Zoro is separated from the rear. Oh, solo Blizzard, solo Annihilation almost there onto Zoro. Sure, why not? Give it to him. Hattori, however, with the help of the Lucio, Sobek just speeding her around that Annihilation. With using your own, there's Skytor and SXJ. They use Blizzard, they use Annihilation of their own. They end up just only isolating Zoro. Sure, it's one big kill, but Hattori, well, just, you haven't got a backline. I don't have to worry about Blizzard. I don't have to worry about getting caught out. We can just speed on him. Pretty easy team fight there for Supershy.
Maybe another one coming up as well with this amplification matrix at a close hold. You have to walk into this one if you're Hypnos. That's not going to feel very good.
MCD dead to Podanova's window, and MCD used his too. So again, they're coming up with these small trades, but it's not good. It's not looking good for Hypnos right now. And they can hold super close. They've got May. They've got Blizzard in 10%. This round's pretty much sorted unless Hypnos can navigate around this Blizzard.
Ooh, Skycore's actually going to go over to the Doomfist, see if you could potentially punch past it all. As we see SXJ on the flank, just be able to trigger the overtime.
Oh, but Kyo's dead, yeah. They know that.
Big.
They know there's no May, there's no walls. They don't have to worry about just running over the Cassidy. Force SXJ's block, Blizzard on top, insult to injury, as the nade killed them. No touch there for Hypnos. What a rather decisive round there. As soon as Supershy got that flip, 100 to 53%.
Supershy looks so much more comfortable when they're able to run these rushes. Whether or not that persists as we take a look at Market as our next round, I think it could. Hattori has been able, I know a lot of times when we end up seeing Market, it is a bit more rush style. Like,
yeah,
I
definitely.
think back to maybe Orisa versus Orisa. When Orisa was meta, we still saw like Orisa or Ram on this point. The Winston can function here, though, which is really what Hypnos want. They want to be able to put Skytor on this Winston.
TP forward for both teams. Switching over to Tracer. Yeah, just dive versus the rush. Supershy taking the long way around, just taking the back of the points. Oh, Zoro was getting double-headed there. Decent dynamite damage coming in from Kyo to add in on top. Nade onto Zoro in Hattori. She's pretty low, has to pop Nemesis form, but should live to tell the tale. Zoro almost baiting there. You see Hattori kind of hiding behind them. Nemesis form up in a couple of seconds. There it is. They jump onto the points. Now she can kind of just stall for as long as possible, hope the rest of their team end up coming up with kills. MCD dead, Sobek traded, both the support lost on either side, but it's going to hurt Hypnos more than it will Supershy. It's going to be up to SXJ to try and just clean up this fight now, and a very aggressive dive there, both from SXJ and Cap Prash, and that'll be Hypnos finding this first cap.
You know, it's wild is like you do have the rush style from Supershy, but you have a lot of pieces that would consider to be a bit more poke heavy with like the Ashe as well as the Baptiste. We're actually going to see almost a full compositional switch up as Hattori switches over to the Sigma, and you slow things down here with the Ana and the Brigitte as well. Maybe a little bit more longevity in a lot of these fights when you still have more utility here from the Sigma too. The accretion, one way to be able to stop this monkey from just dunk walking into your backline, cleaving.
Sobek's already dead. I mean, Bob's going to get deployed. Hattori should die here. 50 HP. They survived a lot longer than they thought, but she eventually goes down, and there you go. There's the reset from Superside, just jumping off the map.
Big reset, and another big fight that they're gonna have to take. You have a nano and a pulse bomb. Just a ton of damage that you're gonna be on the receiving end of when you're looking at Hypnos' ultimate bank. This Bob is gonna have to be clutch here to allow Supershy to actually get through to the point, and Skytour's already pushing the objective when you look at just being able to build up to that primal rage.
Pulse one for Pack, same with SXJ. Primal Rage popped. SSJ looking for a target, forced a recall. Good presence of mind there from Pack, protecting their backline. As I often see that, the Tracer peeling. One kill for Skytour. And will be a bubble in the choke point. Skytour's taking a lot of damage from that pulse bomb. Actually gets nano too, rather late into this fight, but they might want to make this last. They're just going to go, I'd imagine, if they find any semblance of like someone damaged, but no, it doesn't look like they want to press the issue too much. They don't want to overextend. They want to lose that lead like they did before.
Ooh, that's gonna go wide there from the pulse bomb. It's gonna be down to the rally on point, which is gonna be so nice to have when you know that everybody's gonna be clumped up on Supershy.
6-5 now as Bob deployed on the point. That anti coming through from MCD was absolutely ginormous. And they actually continue this fight going though. Nano onto Hattori. That's a lot of damage, but you have to deal with this Brig. I mean, this Flux, it does end up connecting, but can they actually kill the Ana? MCD taking a lot of damage, but Hattori is just focused. 99% to 0. Pack on the point, forced a recall. And there's a 4-man goon squad right now from Hypnos, and no touches. That will be the map and the round as Hypnos start off the series strong with a 2-0.
What is more powerful, a rally or Nano, Sig, and Sigma? Barely the rally is more powerful for the Ana there to go
2-1,
to
sorry,
work.
not 2-0. Yeah, I mean, the rally, like, good luck. Like, the Flux didn't end up hitting, but it was so late into the fight that there was no real follow-up. You saw Hattori, she managed to get the connection, weaved around the wall, saw MCD, 2 spheres, and that was it. And then hands back off, maybe throw a rock in, like, it was real tough at the very end. Just a lot quicker in the comps. I think a lot of that was down to Skytour, like not dying a lot of the time, being very tricky on the Winston, navigating around the rush. We saw, what, halfway through that round, Hattori swapped off the Ram, just thought it wasn't working. We want to slow it down more, go Sigma, but control is just so fickle. If you lose those first couple of fights, it's very hard to come back, and then you're looking at comp swaps, you're losing ultimates, like it can really just snowball out of control.
But we know that Supershy has it in them, right? Because it was a 2-1. Even when we take a look at, like, even just Gardens, they were able to string together a couple of fight wins. Control Center was very much in their favor when they were able to play the rush. So they have tricks up their sleeve to make this a very, very close affair. But when it did come down to that final point, it felt like Skytour coming up so big with those monkey bubbles specifically to just completely isolate a target and make sure that they couldn't get healed.
See some highlights from that last map. Good stuff from Skytour so far. Ooh, the Lucio. That was a good whip shot, actually. Really nice from Cat and Prash. And that's the big thing, too. If you are playing the Brig, like, you have to be looking for the Lucios. These dives can be so tough, especially, like, against the Ram and against anything that kind of shoot through shields, Winston, etc. Like, it's a really hard job as the Brig. Here was the final couple of moments. Popping the rally, just whip straight into shield flail, and just like keeping Hattori at bay away from MCD. Cat and Prash putting a lot of work on the Brig. Here are some stats from the last one as well. Pretty similar in terms of healing done, similar damage. Like, yeah, pretty close game.
Very close.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 2-1.
Absolutely.
So we'll see if Supershy can come back. And the audience, obviously, and the Des too, thought Supershy, you know, winning 3-1 in this series. We'll see if Control continues to be the fraudulent game mode or not. Let's move on to the next.
I think one of the biggest keys to success here for Supershy is if they can play the rush mirror. Like, Control Center looks so dominant. Hitori was fantastic on the Ramatra, and those annihilations came up so clutch. So I feel like if you look at just the way that this series is going to go, where loser gets to pick, Supershy now get a chance to actually push it into a home field advantage, playing a map that's going to be a little bit more beneficial for the Ramatra and forcing Hypnos off of their Winston dive, because the dive looks very good for them. And we saw Supershy struggle a little bit more when it came to Li Jiang actually finding answers to that Winston.
Well, going to Ramatra's home map.
Shambali is perfect.
Yeah, Shambali Monastery picked by Supershy. So it's going to be Ramatra. That's going to be the name of the game. You can play dive here, so we'll see if Hypnos does do that. But I would imagine rush. Like, it is the strongest comp on this map. Dive would be a little bit too aggressive, I'd imagine. So a little bit of a crazy diva a little bit earlier on, of course, Rose, but yeah, after seeing these teams obviously play in the groups, it's definitely going to be the rush flavor, rush type beat here. We'll see if Cat and Prash jumps over to Lucio too, because I think there's a lot of merits in the Brig, even in the rush, although you ideally want the speed. If you're getting kind of overwhelmed more often than not, like, you want to set the tempo ideally, but you know, you can play a little bit of Brig there if you want to really go super hard on the defenses. Season 12 is out, by the way. Do you know is in ranked? You can play them. A couple of people have made, well, you saw actually at the very top of the show, if you didn't watch, the Desk people played a little game. Someone has made Champ 5 already with
Gala.
Juno only, which is kind of insane, to be honest. Pretty fun.
Ridiculous.
And you know, the Battle Pass came out, and then the heist skins, I think some of the really cool skins, really cool soldier skin, and one of the best Kiriko skins. I will not. Okay, it's better than the Mythic. I'm sorry. The heist Kiriko skin goes crazy. It's my favorite Kiri skin.
Really? You think it's better than the Mythic
It's actually
skin?
got me to play Kiri, and I know I feel like I should like Kiri more, but
you should like Kiri
I like standing
more.
all
It
the
feels
way
like it's
at the
so
back.
up your alley.
I like standing all the way at the back and shooting people.
Oh, I guess that's true.
With Ana and Alari.
I was gonna say you a Lariana Zenyatta player over there. You.
Widow, Torb. I just want to be AFK in the back, just spamming. Feels good.
Wait, how could you play Torb AFK in the back? You should be going up in their face for hammer kills. That's fraudulent.
I'm going to post on my TikTok. AFK strats for Torb, I have them all.
Oh my god.
I have them all.
It's like bush strats.
Yeah, you set a lineup and you just hold left click and you just win, because
Prop Hunter with Torbjorn in my ranked games.
Okay, not that. Okay. Look at this, Supershy running rush, super close hold too. I really like this super close hold, especially with the Mei. Can be really tricky to deal with. Obviously, Hypnos will be able to. They'll notice this pretty quickly. As soon as there you go. Sobek peeks his head round, and they know exactly what's going down. Gonna both run the Mei, just a complete mirror comp once again.
All right, so a little bit more of this. We saw it on Control Center, and Supershy were able to get the upper hand, but obviously now that we have defined attack and defensive sides, things can look a little bit different when you get some breathing room to reset and actually focus a bit more on being able to get these cooldowns through.
Nice headshot there by SXJ. Sobek making a quick death. Supershy still picking up kills, but they are slowly losing the fight, but it's all good. I mean, 30 seconds burn, a little bit more. You get a few ultimates as well. It wasn't exactly a clean rollover either, so you're not getting... Oh my god. Chill out.
Is Ramatra okay?
Jesus. No one clipped that.
He was chilled out. That was the problem. He has to warm up.
Okay, we should never listen to that voice line again. That sounds very sus. All right, Hypnos. Supershy, they're going to get a couple of fights. Again, just wrap around this corner. You guarantee yourself 3 here, which is why I like this close hold a lot.
That's even better proving grounds there, especially for Hitori's Ramatra. You also have Pax, Maybe when it comes down to a mirror like this.
Completely
that is so rough.
Yep, through the Mega Hack room. Hypnos have already found a kill. It's going to be tough now for Supershy to stay in this fight. This AoE healing from the Lucio just so beneficial. Same with the speed as well, though you're not making a full use of it right now. Blizzard through the window. Zora's already killed 3. 1, 2, 3 headshots through the window. The Blizzard has come through. The kills are going to follow as well. Cat Brash and MCD trying to escape.
MCD can't get
2
away.
minutes to go. Zoro, man of the hour, kills 3 through the window despite the Blizzard connecting with almost their entire team.
Yeah, that was a very back and forth affair though, and eventually Supershy are gonna get the better of it. You still see the stall coming through as Sobek goes back to taxi the rest of the reinforcements to get back to this 5v5. Oh, Bob comes out, gonna stall for enough time for Pack and Hitori to both get their ultimates in this fight.
Hitori doesn't end up finding Kia, but Hitori should go down, although the healing is just too good. Coming through from Supershy's backline. Annihilation available if they really want to rip it. Blizzard comes out. This is going to be Supershy holding on this corner. The sheer tenacity right now from the team. They know the maze behind. The block just came out. You're going to hear that CD. SHG just needs to die. I think even using the block of the wall there was a little bit of a mistake. You want to die ASAP.
You need the reset.
They're really trying to force this.
Like you have the rest of the team trying to force the issue. You got the ball coming through. It's gonna at least force Hitori to use this annihilation. But where's the rest of the fight? Where's the team?
SXJ's dead late, so Hypnos aren't fighting as 5. Supershy now forcing this down to a single minute for Hypnos as they round this first corner to this first point even. No annihilations.
But they used everything. They have no ults.
And they're out.
They have to back away from this window from Potanova. It's going to delay even more time off the clock.
Oh, Hypnos at least have the Blizzard in 20.
That'll help. That'll definitely help. There's not really a whole lot of room to hide from the Blizzard when you look at this disengage. Kyo's how?
Well, here comes the Lamb to try and save Pack. Are they going to be able to make it out alive? Doesn't look like it. Skytor with a quick melee kill with the Annihilation is going to be able to secure it. SXJ with the Blizzard on the point. And on the point it was, like not even near the payload. It was on that first. And Hitori's in the back line. Just pushed away. Good isolation there from SXJ. Just separating the entire team away from Hitori. She ends up falling. And that'll be Hypnos pushing at this point in. I can't imagine there's going to be a retouch, knowing Hitori is going to spawn very late. Although Zoro's still coming up with kills. Yeah, sure. They're still coming up with man, Zoro's still just a little triple kill at the very back of that. That very much could have gone the opposite way. I mean, look, if they ended up touching there and Zoro still finds 3 kills, like that would have been the round over. 2 minutes though in the time bank from Hypnos.
What if Pack had just dropped down on point with the ice block? Maybe it just wasn't available, but that really would have been the end of the round. Now though, Zoro for all of those picks is able to get the pop. You have the Blizzard and the Amp Matrix there from Potanova as well. And at the very least, like you said, 2 minutes, that's still not a whole lot of time for this next point.
Well, here comes the Blizzard from Pack. They find an instant freeze onto Skytor. You see that wall as well, stopping any of the heals coming through from MCD. And now Pack can just play on the point. Yup. Jumps into the block. SXJ's 1 HP. Yeah, again, don't want to delay too much time. Just want to reset. You haven't got a lot. Only a minute and 30. You can see exactly why Supershy wanted to come to this map, Rose. This rush is so clean. Easily the best composite team.
It's so stellar. Absolutely, and that's probably why the public has been so high on them heading into this match, is because they remember moments like this where Supershy can have the dominance on the Ramatra. And also just, these are pretty cool players, but...
Oh, what a shot from Kyo. Bob on the high ground, just as they descended, they find the shot on the back. Both bombs coming in. The sound barrier from Sobek, high value. It's Annihilation from Hitori too, just splitting Hypnos once again. They're just so good at playing their game, playing this rush. MCD down, Hitori's gonna fall, but still, time burnt. 40 seconds to go, Hypnos have a Blizzard. They got the Annihilation, but Zoro, at the very end, once again, comes up with the kills required to keep them in this fight. They don't want to overextend here. Skytor has got the Annihilation. It could be flipped. This fight could be flipped pretty easily, because you can see them backing off now.
They have to get this one final regroup with only 20 seconds remaining. Hypnos want to try to push this cart forward with off the back of this Blizzard and this Annihilation. Means they gotta get a little bit close here. Potanova has one way to keep them at bay with this window.
Good
Pump
Blizzard.
that down, and then how do you approach?
Annihilation hits. There's got to be a touch at some point. There's 2 seconds to go. There's going to be Lucio touching.
Oh, no touch.
Cat and Brash, 1 HP. A good wall and a good Blizzard from Pack should seal the deal. And And of course, who's in the kill feed? Oh, it's Zoro. And there it is. OT is finished. Hypnos, they get it around this first corner in second. What a fantastic showcase of a rush comp on Shambali Monastery from Supershy.
Amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. Like Supershy really picked the perfect place to actually bring Hypnos to. We are gonna switch sides, but I feel like, you know, we don't want to call the maps a little bit too early, but this feels like just Supershy dominance at this point. I would be really surprised if Supershy couldn't win this map.
Yeah, we'll see if Hypnos want to do the same thing in the close hold. It makes the most sense. You definitely want to go for it, knowing that Supershy did as well. But yeah, I mean, this series in general, I think it is gonna come down to who gets map pick and where you want to go, right? You don't want to go to another rush map.
Yeah.
And hybrid, a lot of the hybrid maps, thinking about it, you can play a lot of rush there. I can tell that you can play a lot of dive, but if you go to like a King's Row, it's perfect for Supershy. But it'll be up to...
I think you go... I was gonna say Hypnos probably want to pick Paraíso.
Paraíso pick, okay.
If they lose this one.
I could see that.
I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I agree with you that you do have to sort of pick... I think like having map pick is so important for both of these teams for the reason why Supershy get a chance to play the rush and they can ensure that that is something that has to come through. They know they can win that mirror. Likewise for Hypnos, they'd rather play the dive. That is their best look for a comp. As we do see the mirror again from both of these teams, like Supershy have just such a good handle of how to play this mirror. They're so good at forcing out cooldowns from Hypnos early. I think that's been the big difference maker for them here. You know, how early does SXJ have to use the ice block or like kill the coach gun?
Yeah, especially in the ramp duel too. The Nemesis forms are just so valuable. If you let that go early, it can be tough to come back in. And Supershy on a very nice angle. It's basically giving free reign to the Ashe at this point. They've managed to isolate SXJ. Where is the save? Well, here it comes in the lamp, but they are just walking into bullets. Like, Zoro is on the Omega angle. Like, it's so tough to fight that high ground when the enemy team is pushed that far forward. You can see where Zoro was that whole time. You have to descend onto the payload, and then Zoro has like such a good angle. You're fighting upwards, but you're not fighting up that hill like you see on the first point, the very first stretch even. Two and a bit minutes to go. Hypnos not as successful on the defense thus far as Supershy was.
Already rounding the corner, though, essentially. Look at how low Skytor is.
Wall deployed.
Oh
they smell blood in the water. The lamp comes in, but the lamp is dead. And there comes the window, too. Zoro's going to have a beautiful angle here to clip some heads. Looks like Hypnos, they're all going to be able to make it out alive as the Blizzard is thrown the point by SXJ. But how long can they actually survive? They're 1 HP. They need heals. But Bonanova just a quick 3-tap to the head with a burst rifle. And Supershy now pressing the issue. They use that sound barrier, pretty early one, and Hypnos is going to respond in kind with their own, and a Bob too. The later B always winning. As Hypnos proving that right here.
Ooh, but the annihilation from Hitori might be exactly what they need. They know that they still have a full team of 5 here.
Bob comes in.
Get the Bob out there too.
Kyo's going to be in a little bit of trouble too. Has to use that coach gun to reposition out of LOS. Zoro dead, however, so it's only Bob doing work in the front line right now. However, SXJ, it does end up getting isolated once again, and Skytor is one, just dancing around as the T-posing Ramatra asserting dominance on the battlefield. As there goes the first point. 4 minutes to go to make it there. To make it right there. Like, that is...
it is so
impossible
close.
Defense against 4 minutes.
I do not think it is going to be a win here for Hypnos. Yeah, this is looking real bleak here. If you're Hypnos, you have like 10 meters to go, no ultimates, and Supershy is already pushing you back in your spawn. Oh, there's no touch. Surely there's no touch.
1.5 meters, Annihilation. Captain Brash got the touch. Team, you got to follow up. Annihilation's doing a lot of work at the kill feed right now. Skytor finds 2. Superconura will also come up with a couple, but it's just SXJ on the point with the wall defending themselves. Now Skytor jumps in to try and be the last surviving member for Hypnos touching. There's just too much damage, not enough healing. Not enough time in the world for this Ramatra to find some more space. As Supershy with a masterclass in the rush on Shambhali Monastery. They take the series and tie the series up. Or take the map. They haven't taken the series just yet. Take the map and tie the series up.
Yeah, but it felt like a series from them because this is already looking so good, and I feel like it's easy to have recency bias. Just if you can expect to see the Ramatra versus Ramatra, it's gonna be Supershy all the way. So this is where things start to get really interesting, Jaws, because now it's Hypnos's pick, and it's just gonna keep going back and forth like this until we actually find somebody who can kind of upset the natural order of things.
Yeah, I think we're going to dive, Rose. I really do. I think maybe a Dorado here would be nice. For
can't be Dorado.
Escort, yeah. I always think Dorado's a hybrid.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, hybrid map.
I know, right? It's because of how long that first point is.
It feels, yeah, my bad. Hybrid, and what you were saying, Rose, we could even see Paraíso, which is a map we don't normally see ever. A lot of teams just kind of favoring King's Row. Eichenwalde could be a good pick as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, you can still run the Russian Eichenwalde. It's not like you have to run dive. Like, it's not, oh, you watch point Gibraltar. Like, you have to, yeah, exactly. Here are some highlights from that map so far. I mean, this first whole defense as well, this was ridiculous play too. The window comes up, the Blizzard is thrown through the window. I think Zoro found one kill initially, and then Zoro, while getting frozen, clicks on two more people's heads through window, gets the insta-kills. Unbelievable stuff from Zoro this map, and I think even though it was a Ram comp and the Rush comp, and Hattori played it extremely well, I think Zoro was the standout on this map easily. Just unbelievable stuff.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the time too, in these Rush comps, when you're playing a long-range damage dealer like the Ashe, if your team is like disrupting the front line and everybody's kind of focusing on them, you are so free. And you could see how much space Hattori was creating to enable Zoro to get as many kills and get as many like kill feed pop-offs as possible. It was a really good showing from them, but again, who's really surprised? They're very competent on the rush. It's easily their best look, as we see some stats from that last one as well. 0.5 to 2 KD, 42 deaths to 20. Yeah, I mean, not really expecting anything crazy.
The damage is not very different, though. Yeah. Like, that's actually something that's kind of surprising to look at, is that the damage between the two teams is actually very similar, but it's the efficiency, I think, of the damage converting over to eliminations that has been just a much bigger standout there for Supershy. A lot of these matches ended up going like pretty long in between like team fights and things. Maybe that's why we see the damage being so close, but
yep.
Yeah, you're right. Zoro efficient when it comes down to actually getting picks with the damage, just like headshot after headshot after headshot. I think the player of the match for me so far, even looking back at Li Sheng Tower, Zoro was having a ton of impact.
Well, here are the maps. And we said, like, we're probably going to go to dives, so maybe a little Blizzard World, Eichenwalde, probably don't want to go Kings, Paraíso, New Junction, Surabasa, pretty good rush maps again. Colosseo, you can play a little bit of dive if you wanted to, but again, good rush maps, and that's going to be the big problem here, I think. You're going to go hybrid, you're like, okay, well, we can pick dive here, we can kind of throw them off their game a little bit, and it is going to be hybrid, okay, Eichenwalde. So Hypnos guaranteed a fourth map, obviously, being 1-1 in the series right now in the first full format. So they're going to have to face them on a rush map again at some point. But Eichenwalde will be the pick. So I can imagine Skytor back on the Winston.
Skytor back on Winston definitely feels like that is up for grabs. You could also see Keo just continue to play the Ashe. SXJ, it'll be interesting to see whether or not SXJ actually wants to go with something like the Tracer or maybe even the Echo. We've seen SXJ actually play quite a bit of Echo during this third stage of groups. So it could be more of like a Winston Echo angle with that.
Yeah, Echo's really good on first point as well. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be too surprised unless they really want to try and match May. But then it also depends what Supershy are also going to bring out. Will Hattori jump over to the Winston or Sigma, or are they just going to stick with the Rush? Because, like I said, there are merits to Rush on Eichenwalde. I don't think it's a comp that can just be blown off like, okay, well, they're running Rush, it's going to be easy for us. Like, it's very easy to traverse the castle, just speed under low ground, get up to the high ground, like, and you're fighting on level playing fields almost, right? With the dive, you're wanting to ascend high ground, descend, and then just kind of play around that mobility aspect, rather than Rush, who just wants to kind of death ball towards you. All to be seen, of course, as we jump into our third map here between Supershy and Hypnos. Iconvaldo, we've had some rather silly moments through the group stage on Iconvaldo, especially that bridge. We'll see if
we
they
have
can
had a
continue.
couple of silly moments. I'm actually just thinking of the Reinhardt pin off of Circuit Royale, actually, is the one that always comes to my mind. Thank you, Cloudy, for that absolute cinema.
That was a good fun time, actually. That series was really good.
It was so
SRP
good.
check. Good team to always watch. All right, defense. Okay, so SXJ on Tracer, Keo on the Ashe, and then just a defensible backline, and then Skytor on the Winston. So yeah, kind of what we expected here. No Echo though, just with the Tracer, which is just fair.
I think the defensive Echo can be a little bit more challenging. Especially if Zoro's been hitting those headshots. I keep forgetting that Zoro is actually a very big piece of the equation you have to keep in mind. Yeah, like, Zoro's been kind of popping off, so maybe you don't actually want to play a character that's going to be as easily susceptible to a Zoro headshot or just tracking in general. So I think that the Tracer makes a lot of sense here, just to make sure that you're actually going to have a say in a lot of these team fights. But it's no surprise that Supershy, they come out of the gates here with this Ramattra and May rush comp. It's been working for them before, and this is where they gotta kind of flip the script here and make it work against the dive.
Really nice nade too. This is what you have to continue to do if you're MCD. Just perma-nade frontline, or backline, sorry. Another beautiful one. Yeah, that is no way you're surviving that. Just off of cooldown. It might force a switch here from Podanova over to the Kiriko. I think there is a potential for that to happen because of how effective...
Cleanse would be great.
Yeah, because of how effective those nades can be against this rush, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but you know, the lamp can help, but it's just not the same as a cleanse.
Oh, just don't get hit by the anti-nade. This is also maybe a fine approach.
True. So true. Just don't die to it.
You just avoid it straight. Yeah,
just like that.
Come on now.
To be fair, yeah, Skytor overstayed the welcome. MCD tried to hit a nade, and there was no follow-up. The nade didn't actually connect. Pulse bomb already earned by SXJ. Hattori falls, so both tanks now down. A bit more fair Overwatch, some would say. But I mean, now the dive really coming into its own. Just everybody from Supershy. As soon as you lose your tank, someone that you rally around most of the time, you're just going to get picked apart by these Tracers.
You're just getting collapsed too. I think the other thing about the Kiriko that actually would be really nice is the Swift Step. Just outside of the cleanse, being able to help with the Ana, you have the Swift Step to deal with Skytor coming after you. Because the Baptiste really is like quite diveable. You have one immortality field on such an enormous cooldown. Kiriko helps you get in and maybe deal with that a little bit better.
Good damage here coming through from Skytor, looking for an entrance for the Primal Rage. Oh, got the short lead. I think on Vortex, that's what dragged him down there slightly. That was a very weird POV. SXJ dead to Zoro. They can kind of push on in. That Primal Rage getting nothing.
That really was a mute ultimate. I think you would have rather have saved that if you hadn't been dragged down by the Annihilation. Maybe you're able to pick up that backline. But Zoro's on a tear now.
Good Blizzard though from Pack. Really nice stuff. Just isolating the Winston. Rally comes through from Cat and Prash, but are they going to be able to find anything on this point? Hattori's got the reset on the Nemesis form after using Annihilation, so they're happy to just kind of hold this door now. And yeah, with Zoro killing Keo, there's no chance. I mean, maybe Skytor, good luck in this fight. Absolutely no way. Although Hypnos have taken this high ground. Miracle Day coming through from MCD. Okay, I kind of take it back. The lamp comes in, but it looks like Sobek was nowhere near it. The Bob deployed from Zoro. Okay, finally. The book has been closed on this point. As that was looking very dicey. A good wraparound from MCD and Cam Prash going up to the bar and then kind of descending. But it will be the point.
It was a really good navigation there for that first point. It took them a little while, but as soon as they saw the opening, they were able to pounce on it. And Zoro, once again, just showing up in such a big way here for Supershy. You've got this Amp Matrix too, and while you don't necessarily have the high ground access for this first part of the second point, this Amp Matrix is certainly one way that you can kind of help to get this payload a little bit further so you can actually walk up to that high ground and contest with the Winston.
Okay, they're just waiting for the Nano, just building up. very close to it too, 20%. Oh, that wall would have been a death sentence for SkyTour there. That was a very heads-up play by Pack. Just still trying to build up towards this nano boost as SXJ tries to create an opening too on the Tracer. Forced the recall, and now here comes the rush up onto this high ground. They've got the window to use if they really want it, but look at how far Podonova's already in. That Primal Rage is going to boop straight out of the lamp. However, it's still doing a lot of work, to be fair. Nano boost applied to SkyTour, who's hitting the Primal. Zoro used the coach gun to get away, but how long is the real question as the sound barrier extends this fight some more for Supershy. Podonova does end up going down, however, Supershy have control of this high ground. The Bob from Key doing a lot of work too, mind you, as Satori and the rest of the team are split. That late Bob coming through from Kyo was apparently all that they really needed, as the Lucio gets out of there fairly quickly. Really nice sound barrier from Sobek as that nade from MCD was almost a quick team wipe.
That's really what the Ramatra is looking for, though. I think, like, even though, yes, it ended up being a fight loss for them, you look at now where this card is, you can actually just go through castle, try to take this high ground, and it eliminates a lot of the Winston's ability to try to get... Oh, the leg up! Oh, the nade! MCD is so good!
Yeah. MCD, although saying that, Hattori on top of that Blizzard. The backline is dead. Cam Prash and MCD meet a frosty demise. As now SkyTour just tries to stall the point and maybe even find some kills, but looking quite unlikely now, especially against this Ramatra. Yeah, no way. Tried to jump over the Vortex there, just dragged him back down. SHJ at least goes Sobek, but it is Lucio, so they're going to be able to get back to the fight rather quickly.
But there's only a minute left. Like, this has been stalled out for such a long time. You've got the Annihilation on the last part of this point, though, which I feel like is probably where it would be the most valuable. Just knowing that you do have to come in with this contest, and you have to touch the cart if you are Hypnos. So this Annihilation could be really big here. But you've got the rally here from Hypnos. That's been earned in just the nick of time here as we start to get sub 30 seconds.
Slightly isolated there. SSJ looking like they want to take full advantage of that with the pulse bomb. Cam Brash with the rally. Nade hits to keep them alive and well. However, that wall was just sublime there from Pack, stopping any of that overhealth landing onto that Winston, easily resulting in a kill. Just that one wall denying the rally and giving over the point to Supershy. Close to OT, but they get it done. 1 minute and 30 seconds on the time bank.
Ooh, it's still not there, right? Like, as long as you get it done, it's all that really matters. You know that you have. Like, SkyTour still has the Primal, and you do have the Nano, so I think that there's still a little bit of potency that this can have. And then maybe you think about switching after that if, like, really you throw that at the wall and it doesn't stick.
Good nade. Looks like Sobek DC'd there, so they are back on the Lucio now. All good. Nemesis 4 to the front line. Here comes the counter dive. SkyTour pops the Primal Rage. This is the little sword in that little room there, and that's the exact where they want to be. I mean, Podonova and Zoro end up going down first. That should be about it. No use kind of stalling now on the Lucio. Yeah, there we go. Nice little kill onto Kyo, but it won't matter. One more fight.
You're a lifesaver.
One more fight. No Annihilation just yet, but you have even more critical ultimates. Looking at something like the Blizzard and the Bob here from Supershy. It still could be enough to actually get this payload over the finish line for this third point. You look at something like this Nano Booster from MCD as being a potentially critical piece of this puzzle. You can put that on Captain Prash at this point, and then you've got your raid boss Brig.
There's the Tracer. There they are. Zoro's already down.
Ooh, Zoro is dead. That's huge.
Bob. Is that a Nano Bob? All right. Nano Bob on the point. Instantly frozen, sadly. Pulse bomb on the floor. Still kills Satori. Where are the touches? Don't think they exist. Maybe the Kiriko, but I think that's about it. Kiriko down. The Nano Bob does it again, even though it didn't really do all much, but it's all good. Supershy halted on that final push, and hey, the dive ended up working out on that last point, especially with that Primal Rage. Because there was so little time remaining, I mean, yeah, maybe you just don't end up switching off. Supershy on the defense.
Yeah, I think you just
now, we'll see what they can do.
You just use it in that scenario, and then your respawns are so close that, like, if that really doesn't work, then you can just come back out on the Ramatra and just deal with it that way. But yeah, like, Skytor is so good on the Winston. I feel like you just try to make whatever you can, make the most out of that circumstance. But, you know, it's kind of interesting that we now have the side swap. Do we really see... do we see the SXJ Echo now?
Yeah, we'll see.
I feel like the Widow's just for the quick pick.
Yeah, for sure.
Or like just see if you can get it and then...
Yeah, there's no way he stays on the Widow, but yeah, I'm curious. I think the Echo would be really good. Although if they still want to run the Tracer, SXJ put up some big numbers on the Tracer last round, so probably gonna... If I had to guess, probably just goes on that again. Supershy just...
Maybe I'm just Echo pilled.
Yeah.
Because of Top Dragon.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Supershy kind of running the default here, although they did end up switching, to the Kiriko a little bit later because of MCD's nades. But
It's
Potter
true.
comes out on the BAP. Let's have a little look.
Don't get baited by the Life Weaver. You're gonna get pulled back in.
There we go. All right, no picks, nothing to be seen.
Okay. It is just the Tracer at the end of the day. It does make Zaru's life way harder. Like, you don't necessarily have the same type of real estate with the Ashe as maybe you would if you are gonna be under fire by something like the Echo.
Yeah, and like
you're just so annoying.
you do get a lot less space as well, like on the defense, because of how far Hypnos can push in, and you're dead to an MCD nade of all things. Wow. Good wall. Kyo gets headshot by the icicles, but I don't know if it is down. That's 2 dead for Supershy. Can they get out as a 3-man here? Because they should be able to get a re-engage. Sobek is on Lucio, but no, they're going to decide against it.
No, they're just
It would have been a
out.
messy one, to be fair. Then that'll be a very quick cap. Hypnos with an immediate kill on Tesoro had no fear walking up.
That's the big boss. Like, that's really the big bad of the team is Zaro on this Ashe has just been so consistent with all of this Ashe damage that you know that once that threat is out of there, you don't really have a whole lot that's going to be easily able to chunk down your team. MCD and Captain Crash can out-heal basically all the other damage incoming.
Here comes the bob from Kyo.
But this is a close fight.
Oh, Hattori slept. Can they keep her alive? Nope, not today. That bob doing too much work. Same with SXJ. See a lot of assists in the kill feed there. 5 minutes to go and Skytor has the high ground. And this is it's the big problem for the defense. If you're running this rush, like, you want to hold super far forward. And if you can't do that, this next point becomes increasingly harder to, like, control this high ground and even just stop this bot, because who's going to be dropping down to touch? It's just Tori or Pack. Nano boost on the high ground as well, and Skytor's going to add insult to injury, blocking off the heals coming through to Hattori. He just managed to make it at least a little bit even with this annihilation. Oh, straight into the back line. No sleep, apparently, from MCD. He instantly got woken up. Not entirely sure what happened, but they end up finding the team kill.
And that's a really big deal, because as you were saying, when it comes down to just the efficiency of this Ramatra composition on the second point, it's going to be very, very tough to actually help to contest the cart until you get back into that third point. And because of how quickly we ended up seeing Hypnos take that first point, they still have 4 minutes to get through second. That is a lot of time, and it feels like almost an inevitability that we're going to end up seeing Hypnos cap second. And so we need to see Supershy stall out for as much time as possible so they can really hit that peak performance on
Blizzard
third.
popped, but immediately responded with a Primal Rage, and oh, I bet you wish you were Kiriko in that moment, Potanova, so you could TP away from danger. Oh, the May Ice Block took a little journey. Pack under a lot of stress and pressure now, though. Look at that, they're going to chase him up. Couldn't even get the wall off on the Tracer, and the payload just continues to move over the bridge. MCD is down, but SXJ just perma moving the payload. Who's going to be here to touch? I mean, Sobek, sure, but just inting onto the points. Potanova is back onto the high ground, that little small window before he has to retreat. The pulse bomb lands the stick, does force the lamp out at the very least, as SXJ quickly hits the retreat. Too low and no recall. Don't want to stick around for too much longer.
No, but you're stuck in a small room now as the annihilation off the We're going to see just a big brawl here in the corner. Everybody able to get away from that is very, very big here for Hypnos to be able to take like a full breath and then try to attack this point again. This Skytor can close the gap really easily, especially knowing that you could take a bit of damage, maybe get MCD to build up this nano, and that could be it.
1.1 meters, yeah, had to touch. It was a two-man push there from SXJ and Skytor. Potting over on a mean little angle normally for the Baptiste, but it's going to be tough to get this window going, especially with this pressure on the sidelines. Here's the window anyway. Sound Barrier comes in, hits 4. Supershy having to deal with this Nano Winston. Skytor sent to 29 HP. Has to get out of there as a kill comes through for Pack. Those dynamites in these long straights are so good for the Ashe, but they're unable to make anything work right now. But here comes the leap straight onto Hattori, but still has the Nemesis Fawn to back up. And the Lab too from Podanova, who's on the God angle for the Baptiste.
Oh, so good. This is a lot of time, though, that Supershy have stalled now. Now half of the time bank is gone. 1 minute and 45 as Hypnos, they get sent back to spawn again. No more Nano. Primal Rage, though, from Skytor and this Brig rally could be a bigger difference here, but with a Tori coming up to another Annihilation. Skytor has no choice except to jump in.
Yeah, jump
here.
in with the Primal Rage. I'm pretty sure he's happy with that. Bob comes in as well. Hattori, don't get booped off challenge. Okay, managed to surf away onto the Mega Health Pack. 4 meters to go now as the Primal Rage proving quite a hindrance to Hattori. Rips the Annihilation and Skytor just runs away. Same with SXJ. Hits the recall. Annihilation is going to rip and roar for a little bit longer, but the rest of the team just falling by the wayside. As Supershy end up getting team wiped. And with 2.5 minutes to go, Hypnos just moving through this final point. They don't even have to get it to last, just this final corner.
And with quite a bit more time. I mean, I just look at over a minute being a bigger difference. Do you have enough time to actually get ultimates up here? MCD's going to have another Nano for sure. As long as you're able to get all the other ultimates here out from Supershy, then maybe you're in good stead. But easy reset, you still have 2 minutes.
Big time back. You're chilling, vibing right now. Bob to deal with the Nano Boost on the Winston. Pretty easy response for Zora. Depends how far the Winston dives in, to be fair, as well.
Help. We've seen Zaro actually die a few times, so holding on to this ultimate, so I think you just use it. There you go. Good response.
Bubble down, Skytor out, taking too much damage. Just delaying the inevitable right now is Zoro, just trying not to get dove. It's been really tough for Zoro this last couple of points. Oh, sleep. Oh, Pack's sledge shouldn't mean too much. No, Lamp ends up coming through, which is actually bad news. This backline's so much more diveable now, but Sound Barrier comes in for Supershy. Quick disengage from Hypnos. Get out of there. Don't want to die right now, otherwise you'll cost your team even more time. I want Kyo to stay alive here. You don't want to fall, but Hattori just on no man's land right now, but it doesn't matter because the rest of the team are more than happy just to fight in these close quarters with the Mei, with the Bap, with the Lucio. It's hard to really take anybody down instantly. And now, with 40 seconds to go, look at Supershy's ult bank.
But look at Hypnos's. That's a lot of ultimates. Everything is going to get popped in this fight because this is now or never here for the rest of this map. Oh, man. Both of these teams fighting so hard to make sure that they can actually get to match point. So expect everything to get thrown here. Hopefully not all at once, but going with the first.
Whiffs. Good pace, good presence of mind there from Sobek, keeping on amp speed, knowing the Tracer might go for the pulse bomb. Give teammates a little bit more maneuverability. Annihilation popped by Hattori. She's trying to get something done in the back line, but it's going to be really hard now. Captain Prash has just popped that rally and everybody surviving that damage. The Annihilation doing absolutely nothing now as overtime approaches and that final push has commenced. There's a couple of meters to go. The Doomfist comes in, but is anybody out to touch? No, they are not. Hattori not getting anywhere near close. As the map goes to Hypnos. A 2-1 affair right now in the lower bracket. An elimination game at that as Supershy, they end up going down. And on a map pick as well, that was also suited to the dive.
Yes, it is going to continue to be this way. I think it gets a little bit more tricky as we take a look at what is left in the map pool. We have Push and we have Flashpoint. So we'll talk about maybe some of the strategic mindedness behind either of those picks later. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of as we expected. Dive for Hypnos gonna be better than a rush-oriented map.
Yep, 2 big game types coming up for Supershy. I imagine we're going to go to something that's more push related here for the next one. Maybe a little bit of Suravasa. I've been liking seeing that one, honestly. The wackiness, I don't think, is going to be something we're going to see. Probably a lot more rush, but it's all good with me. We'll jump over to the desk because Johnny is staring me out. Why? What's wrong?
Yeah, what's wrong, Johnny?
Staring me out.
I was just looking at him.
He was mean mugging me from across the stage, bro.
What are you talking about?
He was mean mugging me. What's
He's
wrong
got
with
a bit
that?
of RBF going on every once in a while, so it's not you, it's him. Don't worry about it, Zach. Don't worry about it.
Thanks, so.
Quite frankly, though, this is pretty much exactly the series we expected to see from both of those teams. We do see one team, namely Supershy, of course, heavily relying on that rush, whereas Hypnos very much favoring that dive. Both capable of playing either, but it's very clear where their comfort lies.
I mean, I think that's what the series is going to come down to. Who can force their will, their vision of the strategy on the match. I think winning Lijiang was actually really huge for Hypnos. In general, I would call this a rush-favored map. Of course, Control Center went that way, but the 2 maps that Hypnos were able to win with the Winston Brig, I feel like that set the tone of the series, that they're going to be the better on a Winston team, and that Supershy are going to have to find a way to make this work. And honestly, I think Hypnos picking Ikenwa was a big risk. With Paraiso in the pool, I think that's a way better choice if you're going to force Winston. And honestly, Supershy did make it very competitive. But being up 2-1 in the series now, you only have to win one of the next 2. The question is, for Supershy, where do you take us on map picks? I think there's an argument that you could say, all right, we pick New Junk City to avoid Suravasa, where, okay, New Junk City is an insanely good rush map. But then there's the worry of, okay, that you might win it, but then you're giving up a push pick.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe you take the push pick that's most stable for you?
Runa Sapi?
It's interesting because now I think about it, I think honestly all 3 pushes are going to be pretty good for dive. I don't know if...
Yeah, but I feel like if you're going to win this series, you kind of have to deal with it. So you might as well pick push now and just get it over with. So I think that's the route to go.
Different approaches, I can see.
I will say, well, because you're going to have to win both game modes.
Yeah,
so like, we're going to pick Suravasa now. Like, no, you'll play
you'll pick New Junk City if you're Supershy.
Yeah, so exactly.
Because you don't want to play. Suravasa is a much better dive map than New Junk City. So there's a meaningful difference where Supershy can stabilize the flashpoint, but then it does get harder.
I will say this. I think this is a fraudulent 2-1 right now. I think Supershy is the better team. They should have won Lijiang, but they underperformed. They should have won Eichenwalde, but they goofed their ultimates. That was pretty bad ultimate usage on the defense right there.
Is that fraudulent though? Like, that's literally how games work. Sometimes
that is how games work. I'm just saying, out of 10 scenarios, how many would Hypnos have won those maps? And I'm saying that Hypnos, they find themselves up 2-1, but usually I would have predicted Supershy to actually win those maps. So I'm calling for the comeback. I think Supershy is the better team. EMEA Brawl, stay undefeated.
I'm worried though. I mean, I think I agree with you that Lijiang was their map to win for Supershy. I think that was their advantage. They should have been favored there, but they don't pick it up. And now they're in a spot where you're going to have to win. I mean, I think Flashpoint is very doable, right? I believe Flashpoint's very doable. I'm worried, though, on push. I mean, I think, honestly, Runasapi, Colosseo, New Queen Street, maybe Colosseo is the best rush map, but it's close. I think Dive is probably better on every push variant. It's just too strong on those wide open maps. The mobility, the objective, it's hard to play rush.
Is there a world where you feel like Supershy will feel forced to head into a dive mirror?
Well,
or do you think they
not yet? No, not yet. With New Junk City on the cards,
there we go.
Play Brawl.
At this point, it is a bad sign if you play Brawl the whole series and then on map 5 you're like, let's mirror the dive.
I mean, honestly,
it's not going to feel good.
If you're playing a Brawl like they did on Shambali, like that was a masterclass in how to play the rush. So I want to see more of that. Comeback time. It's got to start here. Hypnos is up 2-1 in the series. Can they finish up the series on map 4? We'll find out in just a little bit. So guys, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Yeah, here we go. New Junk City, the pick from Supershy. A little bit of rush here, definitely. I don't think Hypnos are going to go anywhere near that Winston. Absolutely no way.
Nope.
think Pack and Zora have had a really good performance so far on Supershy. Zora picking up some impressive numbers on the Ashe a bit earlier on in the series, and Pack's walls have been really impactful too. So if they can get it done, takes to a map number 5. It's been a map number 5 affair over the last couple of days of the group stages, Rose, in EU.
It has.
So I don't see why we can't extend that further here.
No, let's keep it going. I like this blessing much more than I like the C9 curse, so I would gladly take this over what has been happening over the last couple of months.
All right, let's have a look. MCD on the Kiriko.
Cassidy this time, though. Yeah, I was going to call out those two differences here. I think the Cassidy fares a little bit better when you know you're going to be playing at a bit more close range. Oh, it's an instant backup, though, with the Suzu into the wall.
Yeah, really good wall there from Pack. Pretty easy to kind of collapse on. Again, the comp they're just so experienced with, right? I mean, if you're Hypnos, do you try to do anything different? Or do you just rely on getting the better map pick later in the series? Like, that's the thing. And this is, I really like this new format of like losers picks maps and mode. I think it's
I do too.
I think it's perfect, and it really helps get the series popping, especially with how you can, we play this kind of style, okay, we're going to go to our maps. Like, oh, you play this style? I think this is a perfect example of like how and why this format is so good. This series, that big.
I agree, but I think that we do have a couple of issues when it comes down to like push, but we'll get there if we get there, right? I think it's really important for Hypnos to actually win out now, so they don't actually have to just go to push.
That lamp coming through from Podanova for a bit more of a selfish one, but it should be fine. That Blizzard from Supershy just too powerful, even though Hattori does end up falling. The Jazzy Lucio. The beats will haunt my dreams, and I think it will haunt MCDs as well. Looks like Cat and Brash, the only one surviving. A very late death too. This should just be the cap for Supershy. Because yeah, they're looking for anyone from Hypnos touching, but there's absolutely no way. And MCD as well, even swapping over to the Baptiste, decides against the Kiriko. Wants more AoE healing here.
That makes a lot of sense too. I think especially if you are hoping to play a little bit farther back, it matches that of Podanova. You have the Immortality field as well. That'll be nice to have for something like the Blizzard. But oh my goodness, Supershy just continuing to be aggressive.
Yeah, Tori's in trouble here.
Tori has no fear.
That's put the Nemesis form, then the Annihilation, and actually receive the beat too, all to survive through the Blizzard, separating her from the rest of the team. Point unlocks in 2 seconds now as Hypnos have managed to find their way through the choke, but they need a pick to make it worth it. High noon, the wall's going to come out, and there is the point. Perfectly played by Supershy, my word. Yeah, they're taking Hypnos to the cleaners right now. This rush matchup is not that close.
Okay, I think you're right. I think this is a GT go next angle here for Hypnos. Go to push. You get your pick a push. You can pick a good dive map.
Esperanza, maybe? Okay, let's not go too far. Let's not go too far. Okay. One round Andy, one round Andy. So.
It's a Runasapi angle. But yes, we digress. We've got the high noon here for Kyo, and the amplification matrix as well. Not a bad way to be able to engage into this next fight. You can also see the angle that Kyo is trying to take to at least get some sort of pincer when you have this window as well as the high noon. Oh, the wall for Pack.
Window, Kyo overstaying his welcome a little bit there. Tori with the Nemesis form and 2 kills on the board for Supershy. I've got a good feeling this might be a 300-0 from Supershy.
Yeah.
Because there's a back-to-back 100-0 as the next point, the potential final one unlocks. This is a speed run of a flashpoint, man.
Ooh, Skytor switched over to the Junker Queen. MCD on the Kiriko. This is how you know things have started to go awry. When you are like full swapping your comp. If you're Hypnos, you're like, okay, we did just get 200-0. We are going to go Ashe, Junker Queen, Kiriko and see if this is going to be what gets us to the finish line here. Otherwise, yeah, this is doomed, and we're going to push.
There's the knife. Nice. We'll see if Hattori can come up with some big trades here, because Skytor is just running the back line down. Gracie narrowly missing there. Supershy start the capture progress. But unfortunately, without support, they're not long for this world.
Okay, Junker Queen was it. we were one round Andes. This is going to be a flashpoint capture here for Hypnos. They're finally going to start to get some percentage on the board here.
Is it
Just in the nick of time.
Just like if you went down there, that would have been, I mean, like I said, one of the quicker flashpoint maps of all time.
Yes. It would blink and you miss it type of deal here. But it still isn't just over. You've got the high noon from Zoro.
That's really bad. Yeah, Skytor. The sticking power of the Queen just doesn't really live up to what Ram can do. The Ram definitely works out a lot better in these extended fights, just being able to rotate the Nemesis form over and over again. The Queen can kind of do the same thing with a Shout, and you can get a lot of value from lifesteal, but
the Shout only lasts so long, and you don't have another way to actually shield out that damage. If you miss the Gracie, then you miss like a huge part of your skill shots.
Oh, they don't know.
So it can be a little tough. Oh,
they do not know. Nice Suzu there from MCD. They're going to follow that up with the sound barrier, but so do Supershy. Same with the Annihilation. Someone's capping the point, by the way, for Hypnos. They do end up finding the flip there. Supershy wondering what the hell is happening back there. What's going on right there? So the Lucio's trying to like fend someone off on the points. They should be able to get it, but Hypnos are seeing some valuable time away from Supershy right now. That very well could have been them on final fight, but it is Hypnos buying themselves some more time.
It is important too because Skytor is very close to the Rampage. If there is going to be one thing that could get you into a big fight win scenario, maybe it's the Rampage here. We've seen a lot of Jungle Queens pretty lackluster with this ultimate, but if you can get the Kiriko...
MCD's got his rush cancelled.
Wow.
That is like...
Wait, there's a rush.
There's no rush there for MCD. That is an unbelievably, like, that is a rare thing to happen considering how fast Rush comes out and is deployed. MCD losing Rush, and that should be the map. Supershy have got a Rush of their own. They're going to have to deal with this this Junker Queen ult, but someone does need to touch still. Someone does manage to get there. It does manage to land, and with Podanova going down, okay. Maybe it's not the map just yet. Spoke a little bit too soon as Skytor's Rampage did hit 3 at the very end, and with Podanova going down first, there was no Suzu to be had. Team kill comes in. Supershy support spawn first.
That is enough to potentially boom you though, right? Like the fact that you get your rush canceled, one of the ultimates that you were hoping would be able to get you back into the fight. It's easy to look at that scenario and go, yeah, like, I don't know, my mental, maybe not so great at this moment in time. But Hypnos, they do get this flashpoint. We are going to be going over to Refinery now. And not too bad here on the Junker Queen. That's a little worse for wear there as SXJ can't even get to this flashpoint. But there's hope.
Yeah, looking like maybe they wanted to bob in that corner, but before they could even do that, their team were eliminated. Flashpoint unlocked, and Supershy going to claim it first.
Once it unlocks. It's so weird that fight happened so quickly that the flashpoint wasn't actually unlocked yet. So they're just standing on it with no capture progress. Well, they've got the high noon here for the next time Hypnos show their face on the flashpoint. You've got the Blizzard as well. There's just so many ultimates at Supershy's disposal. Heading into this next one. Should be a fight win here for them, bar anything crazy with like a Bob or pulse bomb kill from Hypnos.
Rush is coming through for Podanova. The Bob in the Blizzard. That's a very expensive fight there from Supershy, but they've still got the sound barrier. They are chilling.
They are big chilling.
Yeah, these late stackers aren't great.
They're actually
I mean, this is going to be one fight, like 50, 60% now. Cam, Thrash, and the rest of the team, they're going to be able to get back quick, shout, speed boost, etc. on the Lucio, but it's going to be a long fight. Got to deal with Annihilation, they got to deal with High Noon, Beat.
The sound barrier, yeah, like, and what do you have if you're Hypnos? Like, barely the rush, that's gonna be soon, but not before you're actually hit with the high noon before you move in. This is last fight here for Supershy. We will go to a map 5.
Noon almost gets eliminated. Skytor in trouble there. The skulls are building. OT triggered there by the Tracer. Sobek dead. Good start. No sound barrier now for Supershy. The one pick you really didn't want to come through. Good magnate. Oh, can't quite get the kill on the Tracer. Eventually Podanova does end up finishing them off, but distracted there by the Tracer play. Podanova's not able to heal the front line. Oh, disaster strikes. Sobek was the one person you couldn't have go down if you're Supershy there. They do end up saving both their Annihilation and Beat, however. But still not the best, as now Hypnos have managed to build up ults of their own.
but they're still under duress. It's not like this is not an easy fight to have to win. The fact that you still have the sound barrier if you're super shy, you can go in with that aggressive. You have the annihilation as well. Tori's going to be virtually unkillable in that type of state with all of that overhealth. And it's rough, right? It's still very rough here. Hypnos are not out of the woods just yet. I'm looking at this Rampage though. Hopefully from SkyTour it can be big and they can extend this map further.
So they're just going to get off the point first. The Rampage comes in, only hits one. Beats on either side now. Hattori, even with the Annihilation, they're just throwing everything into this fight to make it work. Even a Bob too. Cat and Thrash first to fall. 4v5 as Podanova is closing in on this rush. Just waiting for this bot to leave the vicinity as the Pulse Bomb goes wide. I mean, it's quick TP from Podanova as they heal up Hattori in the front line, and she should be able to cap too. This is Supershy on final fight territory here as the Blizzard also connects. Packer does end up falling down, but I think there's just a player advantage for Supershy. It's just going to be overwhelming as Hypnos, they're just going to get chased away. This rush, Nemesis form, there's only a couple people left to touch as Supershy. Looks like they're going to bring us to a map number 5. Just have to deal with the Lucio now. And even the Tracer who's managed to make it back, but Supershy hold on. A 3-1 affair there on New Junk City as we see ourselves in map 5.
It's a map 5. We said that this could be one of the closest matches that we have today, and it has certainly delivered. We are going to settle everything for the series on Push coming up. And, you know, when push comes to shove, it's going to have to be the dive at the end of the day here for Hypnos if they want to win. And somehow Supershy getting the brawl to work into that.
Clash of styles here coming through from Supershy and Hypnos. I got to imagine we're going to Esperanza if we're going to a push map. Could be Runasapi, but that, at least for me...
It's not... I'm sorry, Jaws. I don't think Esperanza's in the pool.
Yeah, man. I think you're right. No, it's New Queen Street Coliseum.
I think it's New Queen Street Coliseum.
I have been baiting everybody with map picks today. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, Coliseum.
It's just Hopium. Everybody misses Esperanza.
There are 4 maps. Just put them all in the pool. And yeah, Esperanza is the only one that's not in. Yeah, Coliseum, New Queen Street, and Runasapi. You are right, Rose. My bad. My bad. Bait in the chat again. Yeah.
Okay. You're hoping for everybody.
Maybe Runasapi then, in that case. Or Coliseum. Not sure. Of course, that's all to be seen. As Supershy bring us all the way to a map number 5. Dive versus Rush has been the story this whole time. You can see how well coordinated and drilled Supershy are. Even in that first fight, like, Hypnos are on the back foot 99% of the time. And the Queen did end up coming up big for them. That was an insane kill as well. The MCD cancelling the rush, like I said, very, very small amount of frames in which that's even possible. Like you have to click Q and then dive within like 10 frames or something stupid. Very rarely do you ever see that happening. Could have been the difference maker too. Maybe the Queen is going to be the answer for Supershy, for Hypnos, sorry, if they do want to try and match the rush, kind of, or will they end up just going back to the Winston, which is what they found the most success with?
I think you have to go the Winston here. This map stats are like pretty close in terms of healing and damage, but when it comes down to just how many times each team died, Katie looking a little bit better for Supershy, which also shows itself in terms of Supershy actually winning out the map altogether. So maybe it is the Junker Queen. They did get absolutely rolled on the Ramatra mirror in those first 2 flashpoints, which is definitely something that doesn't help out in the stats. So maybe you just opt into the Junker Queen earlier if you are going to think that you have to run the brawl into the
yeah,
brawl.
we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they want to be able to play the Winston as much as possible, of course. It's been tough, even with Pack on the May. It's still been pretty tough. So I wonder how Hattori and the rest of the gang are going to kind of deal with that, knowing that we're going to go to a more dive-orientated map. I think any of the push maps, to be fair, you can play either style on. Looks like it's going to be Coliseum, map hit by Hypnos. So, all right. I haven't seen a lot of Coliseum recently. It feels like we've mainly seen Runasapi. People preferring the new map.
That's true.
How open and wide it is. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty neat.
But I think that is maybe something that you just don't want to test the brawl on, because like I do think that if you're going to go to Coliseum, that's probably the one map that you look at and you go, maybe not Brawl here. Like, we see a lot of Sigma, we see a lot of Poke. If you want to slow things down, you know that you were able to get the upper hand when you went over to Market, and we actually did see Supershy opt into like the Sigma and the Ashe. So your best bet, I think, if you are Hypnos.
Yeah, yet to be seen. Yet to be seen how long the first fight will take. I can't believe we removed the glass and the fight still take 2 minutes to boil down to 1 kill. Like, it's crazy.
I watched that match that you and Scott had casted where it's like 7.5 minutes left on Colosseo timer and the bot had barely moved like 10 meters in either direction. And I thought I was like looking back 2 years in time.
It's ridiculous.
Colosseo was the first announced.
It's like, I think I said to Scott on that cast actually, I was like, you should remove the pillars. Just remove all the pillars at this point. Like, just remove it all. Just remove that midsection.
Make it ruin.
Yeah, just make it all crumble or something. I don't know. Terraform the map. Not sure. I know what you can do though right now. If you haven't, you can join us in Stockholm. Make sure you grab your tickets for the finals later this year. It's going to be a good time. We'll even throw in a free tour from Johnny around Stockholm. Tickets, they're limited quantity, so yeah, go pick them up right now. There's a link down there just below. So it'll be on the social media and stuff as well. Just follow the Twitter account and you'll be able to find all the details there too. Let's jump into our 5th and final map though. It's going to be Colosseo, Hypnos versus Supershy. Going the full distance. It's been a back and forth affair, a tale of two styles, the dive versus the rush. As Hypnos take us to Colosseo as our last map. No substitutions, no changes. Same old 10 loading in.
All right, well, let's get to work then as we get a chance to see what these teams are going to pick heading into the 5th and final map of this series. It feels like no surprises here as Supershy. They want to lock into this Ramatra composition and Hypnos into the Winston dive. When we take a look at Colosseo, though, I feel like the two biggest keys are going to be Keo and Zaro on these Ashes. We've seen a lot of Sojourn as of Colosseo's history, but the Ashe is definitely something that can thrive on a map like this. And I feel like even though Hypnos are trying to play a map that can be better for the Winston, you still give over that type of geographical advantage to someone like Zaro's Ashe.
Right, how long does it take? What is the bet? What is the predictions here?
I think it's going to be less than a minute.
Okay, I'll take those odds.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, you've got the Ashes. I think Zaro and Keo, they can deliver.
Pack 2 taking a peek at SXJ, who is just trying to navigate even further into the back line. Dynamite, small trading of cooldowns there, just waiting for the re-peek. Zaro and Keo just chunking each other. It's less than a minute. That's in 5 seconds, Rose. No kills yet. Even Pack can't even land a nice...
you know what?
Ooh, 1 minute. There we go. It's over a minute. Your prediction was wrong.
All right. I was wrong. That is... maybe you were right.
Ooh, you were close, though.
Oh, it's so close.
Sobek ends up finding the first blood there. SXJ in record time for Colosseo. It was just over a minute. Skytor also falls. So they end up with a big trade. And this is where it's going to really hurt for this dive comp. As soon as the rush comp takes this high ground, good luck. It's a very, very hard battle to fight, especially against the Ramatra. The Winston just does not have a good time. Nice nade from MCD.
And the change that they made too, right? You can't actually stall that cart above the payload on that bridge, so you actually do have to drop down in order to stop this push bot from making any more progress. That's going to be so tough for the Winston to have to drop onto the Ramatra. It's going to be down to MCD trying to keep getting these anti-nades. Pittori and Pack were very big purple.
Oh, SXJ, that whole spawn could be devastating, but they have the lab ready and waiting. Nano boost on the Winston. That's how you got to get it going. If you're the Hypnos comp, you just got to rely on those nano boosts. 61 meters on the first push. Team Heal comes in. Everybody's going to spawn at roughly the same time here for Supershy, so they're going to be good for another mid-fight, and they got ults to work with as well. Didn't use anything in that fight. I mean, SXJ and MCD end up popping theirs.
The mid-fight with an annihilation and a blizzard. Yikes, like that does not feel good to be on the receiving end of if you're Hypnos. You also have the Bob that you could throw into the mix here. I just feel like Supershy have such a compositional advantage when it comes down to playing in neutral with those ults.
Hello.
Hi.
And nice lamp there, you have that. Yeah, see you, Apollo. 5 meters on the board for Hypnos right now.
Ooh, the wall.
Skytor was playing more like a tracer then in the back line. Good 2 kills, but Hattori is going to respond in kind. She ends up popping Annihilation, picking up his MCD. Can Skytor find another kill? Another kill here for Hypnos, or at least even the playing field. There we go. Okay, Zoro ends up going down. The payload is still being pushed here by SXJ, but they're not going to get it too much further. Oh, the little bees. Okay, nice. End up killing them.
A sizable amount of distance, though. The unfortunate part for this push is that all you did was get out the Annihilation. That's it. Like, Supershy still took such an economical push there, while Hypnos had to throw a couple of things at that last fight. You know, Supershy still come into this one with the ultimate advantage. The way that they had the Bob to throw at this corner, that's a great way to be able to snip out some of the defense. And then you also have the Blizzard, too.
Okay, how do Hypnos grapple with this one? They've got to rally at the very least. Akio's dead already. SXJ too. Okay, DPS down for Hypnos. But that didn't take almost any effort, it felt like. And this is checkpoint. They're on 61 meters, they get checkpoint, and now once again, you're setting yourself on, and it's stagger on MCD. You're in a position you could just run away with this map. And Skytor dies in spawn to the dynamite. Yikes.
You're rounding the corner here with the push bot. It's not going to be too long before it starts to actually get up to this high ground and straight away, where your ultimates are going to find even more value. You've got the amplification matrix you'd love to have on these long sights. Also, the Bob still, like, there was no ults used. Oh, you boop it to the corner. That was great.
Good connection to the stick there from SXJ. Blizzard deployed, though, from Supershy and that sound barrier. SXJ manages to slip over the ice barrier and still kills Sobek. Yeah, you got a lot of damage now on the Lucio, but not enough compared to those pulse pistols, even after they got nerfed. All right, Tori buying some more time. 86 meters on the board. And the checkpoint too, with only 5 minutes to go. Half the time and gone.
That's still a lot of time to work with, though, so we can't count Hypnos out of this just yet. Even though Supershy have been able to gain a pretty significant advantage, you look at them only having the Amp Matrix now, and now Hypnos may be able to get an upper hand with something like this Rally and this Nano. Nano's immediately on to Skytor to go after this back line. Huge purple.
Yeah, the window is going to halt Skytor's advance, but not for a moment longer as he reaches the Primal Rage. And Podanova just in worse for wear most of the time. I mean, but luckily they have the damage to kind of back that up. Skytor overstaying is welcome. However, Hattori is dead too, so it is both tanks trading their lives for maybe a little bit of space. SXJ actually coming with a clutch kill on the Lucio, but again, because they got no tank, it's really tough to kind of move in on this position, especially against this Mei. And Hattori is going to be back too. There she is. Straight on the payload again with the Annihilation.
Yeah, Mei had the perfect stall there for Hattori to be able to come back in. Now with the Annihilation, maybe even the Blizzard actually to follow that up as well, but Captain Prash with the rally first as Skytor comes back.
Sure, and do a lot of pressure from SXJ, but missing the pulse bomb, missing the clip, and I think they lost the mini pack as well. Not the best looking fight there for the Tracer. Can Prash down to Hattori. Supershy just vibing on this high ground. Nothing is disturbing Zoro right now either. Even the dives coming through Skytor is just, it's not resulting in all of anything.
Yeah, perfect amount of healing coming through from Podanova just to make sure that Zoro is completely unbothered by that Winston. Has another Bob to throw at this one too. And there's just no purchase here from Hypnos. They can't make any extra progress as we now have 3 minutes remaining in this map. Supershy at the ready with the advantage.
What a response to a nanoed Winston. You bob the Winston, you Blizzard and Vortex. You might as well have right-click uninstalled at that point. Like 44 meters to 86. 3 minutes to go.
Still some time here. Hypnos now maybe able to make a bit more progress. but it's so slow going. This is very little room for error here for Hypnos. They have this pulse bomb. It's gonna have to be big here from SXJ, but you're dealing with two very powerful ultimates here from Supershy. The sound barrier first actually only hits 3.
That is true, but are they going to be able to make good use of it? That's a pretty early sound barrier. Podanova on the high ground, fighting for his life, still controlling this bot with Hattori. Zoro dead. Yeah, no support now as Podanova's on low ground. Hattori now chasing Hypnos into that other strange forward spot. Okay, they're slowly losing grip of this fight. Yeah, as soon as Podanova dropped to low ground, Zoro just had nowhere to run. Checkpoint.
Yeah, this is going to be checkpoint. The lead in their sights too, actually. Not too much left to go. 20 meters here for Hypnos with a couple of ultimates. The Primal Rage, the Nano actually for MCD also coming up soon. SXJ not able to find anything with this Pulse Bomb, so it's going to be the bomb next from Kyo.
Do they know? Primal Rage in a small room. Not the place you want to be. Primal kills 1, Bob kills 2. Lead encroaching here. Hypnos. They are so close to just taking this one away. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go as Supershy get the spawns in. But there goes the lead. Supershy got an upward tilt battle now. They got a couple of ults coming online, or maybe just one, in fact, that Blizzard. But look how fast right now Hypnos are playing on this dive. They spotted the Kiriko. Podanova uses that cleanse to save themselves a brief moment, but Zoro once again caught out unawares on the Ash. Sobek goes down as well. Hypnos with over 100 meters. They're pushing onto this final points, Rose, but with only 50 seconds to go, they don't even have to complete. Supershy are on the back foot. They've only got the Blizzard, and the Pack's in trouble.
Oh, Hypnos are going to have this sound barrier up too, so this Blizzard might not even be enough, even though it gets thrown on top of the point. You can just back up away from this. Come back in when you've got the sound barrier as well as this pulse bomb from SXJ. This is it. Supershy, they've got to win here.
Pack popped the block. Only person in the front line now is Hattori switching over to the Winston, but she's not going to live long. Has to jump away. Pack puts up a wall, stopping the LOS coming through onto Skytor, but Skytor is more than happy just to jump back to the rest of the squad as Packens are falling down, and there's the sound barrier. Good luck dealing with this now. Hattori dead, Bob slept. 8 seconds to go now as Hypnos. They're still in this fight. Even the Bob can't pick up any kills. Double Bob action there on the points. OT has been triggered, but who's there to touch for Supershy? Hypnos with an unbelievable comeback. 131 meters to 86 as Hattori, the only player left standing now for Supershy on this point, and with 5% towards that Primal Rage, I'm not sure they're even going to be able to get back to even use it. Sobek now taken down, and the final few moments here from Supershy, even jumping over to the Sombra to try and find a touch, but it is not to be. A 25-player kill streak from Kyo as well.
That is just going to be it after the stall finishes up. Even the purple as Hattori just tries her best.
They're trying their best, but they won't succeed. 132 meters, and Nano on the Lucio. I mean, why not? And that's it. Hypnos managed to make the comeback. Supershy go down, and Hypnos on their map pick, mind you, as well. Close out the series and knock Supershy out of the lower bracket.
So much strategy involved for all of these map picks to make sure that their team is going to have the upper hand in terms of those compositions, and it's going to be Hypnos that gets it done at the end of the day. That was 77% of chat thinking Supershy was going to have this series. We all knew it was going to be close, but maybe not this close. That was fantastic. It's sad to see Supershy get sent home so early after knowing how good of a team they've been over the group stages, but Hypnos earned that win through and through with all of those map picks.
Yeah, chat was on their side. I mean, the desk was as well. Everybody voted 3-1, like a rough game, and it was a back and forth clash of stars at the very end. And Hypnos, they lost control at the very beginning of that map. It felt like a massive lead, a gargantuan one as well, with that checkpoint initially taken there by Supershy. But tenacity, sheer will and grit from Hypnos. They round out the series, and I want to jump over to the desk, get their thoughts on that one, because my word, that couldn't have been any closer.
My word, are you right? That was an incredible series. Necro just said it as well. I mean, Hypnos, they earned that victory. It was a hard-fought one as well. Supershy tying up the series, playing that rush again on such a high level. It looked so clean. And, you know, at the end of map 4, I was like, maybe Reinforce was right. Fraudulent scoreline. Who knows? Alas.
It looked good even on Colosseo.
Yeah, no, it did. And then it all crumbled.
I stand by what I said.
You stand by what you said after that?
Yeah, Supershy were the best team when it didn't matter. They fell in the clutch.
That's a take.
The last 2 minutes of every game, they just fell over. But they were the best team when it didn't matter at the start of the game.
Well,
Yeah, I love to see that.
I mean, I think Hypnos, you know, winning Lijiang Tower against a Rush team is a really impressive result for them on the dive. I think the reason they make that comeback on Colosseo is the swap to the Lucio. It seems like a subtle change, right? You're still playing dive, only change from the Brig to the Lucio. But Lucio is so much more mobile, able to get people out of some of those blizzards and get in and out of the engagements more quickly. Brig really struggles with the May wall where Lucio can kind of just climb over it.
Also,
So as good as,
Lucio changes, kind of fragging out.
Yeah,
he
able to
does a
put
lot
down-
of damage, actually.
able to put down a lot of damage, right? Which is super important when you're playing a rush comp. You don't have a tracer that, you know, goes out and punishes the Lucio. And so the slightly greedier, you know, higher value character really runs away with it, brings Colosseo back. It's not just the pick, of course, they have to continue to execute well, but I think this was a huge part of their success, able to win in this middle of the map where Rush is pretty strong. And I think ultimately is just the stronger dive team. In the end, as good as Rush can be this meta, I don't think it's an every map situation. And like I said, losing Lijiang Tower, it's the first and the last map in the series that I think are really the most critical, where the maps that really could have gone either way, and those are the maps that Hypnos is able to clean up, is able to win. Even winning on Ike when they could have picked Paraiso. So
They'll be
you know
kicking themselves. Supershy will be kicking themselves for sure at the end of this series because Hypnos clutched it out. Rightful winners, deserve to win this series. You know, played really well throughout. And even on maps where Supershy's brawl was quite effective, right? So Sky Tour played the match. So you're a bit of a Sky Tour fan.
I am actually a huge Sky Tour fan.
Yeah.
I generally think, like, as far as, I mean, I always have my eyes on the main tanks, right? I just feel like Sky Tour, he gets a lot of value out of the resources that are allocated to him. I think players like MCD probably love a Sky Tour because every time he's getting that nano or whatnot, like, he's making it work. Like, there is a lot of value to be gained. He just has good map sense. I don't know. I like Sky Tour. I like the way he plays.
I will say, this is the Winston renaissance, you know? For a long time, there were just not that many good Winston players. The character was so complicated, especially how to use Primal. There's so much. It's just a very non-linear character. You can kind of be and do anything on the map. So where are you going to choose to jump? You know, these decisions are really critical. And I think that this next generation of players has really taken Winston to the next level. There's a lot more Winstons that are executing on a high level, finding these aggressive dives, and it's a good meta for Winston. And so I think, you know, it's cool to see these players get highlighted, get a little bit of love because they are performing. I'm excited to see how they do against some of the tougher competition.